Brianne here from Hooked on Homemade Happiness. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making the Jacob's Ladder stitch, and this is such a cool stitch. I'm so excited to show it to you guys. It creates these cables, and I promise you this is the absolute easiest cable stitch you will ever make. So let's go ahead and get started. For this stitch, I am using worsted weight yarn and an H 5mm crochet hook. Of course, you can use any weight yarn that you'd like. You'll just need to adjust your hook size accordingly. So let's get started by getting our yarn on our hook. And for this stitch, we need to start with a chain that is a multiple of 5 plus 2 more. So I'm going to start with a chain of 22. 20 is my multiple of 5, and then I'll add 2 more to the end of that. So 22 is what I will be doing for this swatch. Here's my starting chain of 22. It was a multiple of 5 plus 2 more. So for the first row, we're just going to double crochet across, and we're going to start in the 3rd chain from the hook. So here are my chains, 1, 2, 3. Here's my 3rd chain, and I'm going to work a double crochet in that 3rd chain from the hook. And this chain 2 does not count as a double crochet throughout the pattern. And then I'm just going to double crochet across in each chain for row 1. Here is row 1. It's just a row of regular double crochets, and for row 2 we're going to do a row of single crochets. So I'm going to chain 1. This chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Turn my work, and I'm going to single crochet in each stitch across. So there we have row 2 is our row of single crochets. Now for row 3, we're going to get started on that Jacob's Ladder part of our stitch. So I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to turn, and I'm going to double crochet in the first 5 stitches. Again, this chain 2 does not count as a stitch, so I'm going to start in this very first stitch right here and work my first double crochet. And then I'm going to double crochet in 4 more. So here I've double crocheted in 5 stitches. Now I'm going to chain 10. So I have my first 5 double crochets, and I chained 10. Now I'm going to work a slip stitch back in this last double crochet that I made. I'm going to insert my hook into these 2 front loops. See this little V right here? This is where I'm going to insert my hook, and then I'm just going to slip stitch. So I'm going to pull the yarn through those 2 loops and then pull it through the loop on my hook. So here I have my chain 10 loop, and I'm just going to leave it here. I'm actually not going to do anything with this chain 10 until the very end of our pattern. So I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to double crochet in the next 5. So starting right here in the very next stitch, I'm going to work 5 more double crochets in the next 5 stitches. So there's my next 5 double crochet. Again, I'm going to chain 10. There's my chain 10, and then I'm going to slip stitch back to this last double crochet that I just made. So again, I'm going to insert my hook into this V right here, these front 2 stitches, not the top 2. The top 2 are over here. So it's one of the top, the frontmost top one, and then a loop from the front of the stitch. I'm going to insert my hook into both of those and slip stitch. Now I'm going to double crochet in the next 5. And then I'm going to again chain 10. And then slip stitch in these 2 front loops from that last double crochet. And then now you're going to double crochet in the remaining stitches. Now for row 4, we're going to do another row of single crochet. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn. This chain 1 does not count as a stitch, so we're going to work our first single crochet in the very first stitch of the row. I'm going to single crochet across till I get to that first chain 10. So there's my first 5 stitches. And I'm going to kind of just ignore this chain 10, but I'm going to push it forward so it's on the other side of my work. And I'm going to work a single crochet in this very next double crochet. So there, we just kind of ignore this chain 10, but you do want to make sure that you're popping it out the back, because this is actually going to be the right side of our work where the front of the double crochets are. So you're actually pushing it towards the right side of the work, because right now the wrong side is facing us. So again, we're going to single crochet in the next stitches till we get to that next chain 10. So here's that last stitch, and then here's my chain 10. I'm going to work it towards the front of my work. I'm kind of hold it with this hand so it's out of my way, and then insert my hook here in this next stitch and work a single crochet. And we're going to repeat that across. And here's my next chain 10. I'm going to push it towards the right side of the work and then insert my hook in this next stitch. And then single crochet in my remaining stitches across. And there is row 4. So for this pattern, you're just going to do repeats of rows 3 and 4 until this is about the length that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and show you another repeat of row 3. So I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work, and I'm going to double crochet in 5 stitches. So I'm going to work my first double crochet in this very first stitch, because the chain 2 does not count as a double crochet. And then I'm going to do 4 more for a total of 5 double crochets. So now I have 5 double crochets, and I'm going to again chain 10. And then I'm going to slip stitch it back to the front 2 loops of this last double crochet. And again, double crochet in 5 stitches. Oops. And here's my 5th. And now I'm going to chain 10. And then slip stitch in those front 2 loops from that last double crochet. And 5 more double crochet. And again, chain 10. And slip stitch in those front 2 loops from that last double crochet that you made. And then double crochet in the remaining 5 stitches. So there we have another repeat of row 3, and again we're just going to leave these loops here until we get to the very end of our stitch, and we will create the really fun, neat Jacob's ladder. So now we're going to do a repeat of row 4 where we're going to single crochet across. So I'll chain 1 and turn, and I'm a single crochet across, again pushing these loops towards the front of the work. So I'm going to single crochet in each stitch. And then I'm going to push this chain 10 loop towards the front of my work and single crochet in the next. And do that all the way across. So there you have another repeat of row 4. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple more repeats of rows 3 and 4. So you'll go ahead and repeat rows 3 and 4 until this project is the length that you're looking for. And then once we get to that, then I'll show you how we loop all of our chains together to create the Jacob's ladder stitch. So here I have repeated rows 3 and 4 until I got this swatch, and I ended on a row 4 repeat, so you should end with a row of single crochets, and I still have all of these loops here. So now what I'm going to do a row of solid double crochet. So here I have the end of my last row, which was a row of single crochet, and I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work, and I'm going to just double crochet across. I'm not going to do any chain 10s, just a 1 row of solid double crochet. So there is my row of solid double crochet. Now I'm going to work these loops into that Jacob's ladder stitch. So I'm going to use my hook and I'm going to start here at the bottom. I'm going to insert my hook into the bottom loop and I'm going to grab the loop above it and I'm just going to pull it through like that. So now I have one of these loops on my hook. So again, I'm going to stick it through the one above it and pull this loop on the top through the one on the bottom. And there I have another one. So you can start to see this pattern start to form. So I'm going to grab the next loop. I'm going to pull the one on the top through the one on the bottom. And then again, grab the next loop, pull the one on the top through the one on the bottom. And again, with my last loop, I'm going to grab that one and I'm just going to pull it through that last loop. So there you see, you have this really pretty cable that you just made with those chain 10 loops. So I'm going to do that again right here. I'm going to start at the bottom, insert my hook, grab the chain 10 loop above it, and pull it through the bottom. Get my next chain 10 on my hook, pull it through the one below it. Get the next chain 10, pull it through the chain 10 right below it. So it's kind of like you're chaining all of these together. So there we have two of them. Here's my last one. Alright, and there we go. We have them all chained together and made this really pretty Jacob's ladder. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to insert my hook back into my stitch, into my swatch, and I'm going to do a row of single crochet. And when I do a row of single crochet, I'm going to be single crocheting around the topmost chain 10. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And I'm going to single crochet in 5 stitches. And then I'm going to kind of peek behind and grab this chain 10. I'm going to insert my hook into the top 2 loops of the next double crochet and that chain 10. So I have all of that on my hook. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through 2 for my chain 2. So let's turn that over and see what it looks like. So there you secured that last chain 10 in that last single crochet that you made, and we have one completed braid or Jacob's ladder. So I'm going to continue that all the way across. So I'm going to single crochet in the next 4 stitches. Now I'm going to peek behind and grab that chain 10, and I'm going to insert my hook into the top 2 loops and this chain 10 and work my single crochet around all of it. Again, I'm going to single crochet in the next 4. And for the next stitch, I'm going to grab that chain 10, insert my hook into the top loops of my next stitch and the chain 10. I have all of that on my hook, yarn over and work my single crochet. And now I'm going to single crochet in the remaining stitches. And then finally, I'm going to work one more row of solid double crochet. So I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work and do 1 double crochet in each stitch across. And there you have the Jacob's ladder stitch. It really is the absolute easiest cables you could ever create. I think they're so fun and so pretty, and just such a simple way to create a really neat braid on your work. I hope you found this video tutorial helpful. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.